Hello, everyone. This is Entertainment 13. I am Mary Lee,
I'm Johnny Malkav.
and tonight we're doing our first ever watch along. It's kind of similar to like what Riff Tracks does or old school MST3K used to do.
Think of it as an unofficial movie commentary.
Yeah, this is just a way for us to get around copyright and all that stuff and not have to put everything behind a paywall for Patreon. So, tonight we are going to be watching the 2007 Trick or Treat with Anna Paquin. We are just going to be streaming the regular, I believe it's a theatrical release on Amazon. So if you want to sync up your copy with us, we are pushing play in 3, 2, 1.
Warner Premiere. Oh, I haven't seen that logo in a long time.
True. I wonder how long it's going to take before we could just like recognize all the logos
I already
just
know
from
quite
within
a
like
few of them,
seconds.
actually.
No, I just meant like within the first few seconds, you know? Can you hear it okay?
Oh, I'm kind of good.
So, what do you remember from this? Because you've only seen it once.
It's a bunch of vignettes that all tie together at the
Mm-hmm.
end. Quite a few, or at least a couple of good actors that, I know at least by face, if not, like Anna Paquin by name.
Mm-hmm. I do like the nod to Michael Myers with the breathing.
Mm-hmm. And I like the whole ancient tradition bit. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, people don't really generally care about ancient traditions
And the
nowadays.
little gasp that you hear when she blows out the light.
Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, she didn't.
I'm
Oh,
not
no, you didn't.
I'm not gonna lie, part of me kind of wants to do the ghost bit next year, but that'd be a lot of work. And I'm not sure I would have the strength to make that many crosses to do it.
Oh, no, it's the day after Halloween and it's still decked out.
Maybe she grew up in a really conservative Christian household. Like the level that she wouldn't be able to watch Harry Potter or something.
Well, one of my exes came from a family so strict that they couldn't even watch, what was it? My Little Pony. Because magic. Or, no, Care Bears. It was Care Bears because magic.
Can't watch Care Bears.
Because magic.
Wow, that's interesting. I don't think I've ever heard that one before. Hats off to the said family for that one. I love how it's just labeled nature special. I'm pretty sure, yeah, one or both of them come from a very conservative household if they're hiding the porn. Another nod to Halloween.
I will say that they do a lot of the. And then with the. Although. This was after the first Scream, right?
Yeah, this is 2007.
Okay, so I'm gonna say, and just that kind of mask alone, a little nod to like the ghost faced mask.
I have to say, for all of the stories being short, they do really good at building up the tension and getting some good jump scares, but also some really unexpected storyline in there as well.
Mm-hmm.
love that he wakes up because he hears his wife scream, sees the porno playing, and goes back to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
You know, someone needs to come up with like a self-defense razor that's shaped like that. Because then if you dress as Sam for Halloween, and it's like, that's just a prop. It's part of my costume. Once again, curious person going out in dead of night on Halloween night, like that's ever a smart idea.
That doesn't look like one of mine.
Oh, it's got her wedding ring on it, her finger.
Looks like somebody just got a bright idea.
I love how like the candy weapon magically lights up. Dude, that would scar anybody for life.
Yeah. Funny thing is, I see that face and I just think, somebody's getting ready for electroshock.
I like the comic book pictures during the credits. It's a fun way to kind of like give nods to what's coming, give little, tidbits here and there without giving too much away.
I was going to say, in talking about horror movie callbacks, it's actually a really good callback to Creepshow.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I don't think I've seen that one, so...
It was Tales from the Crypt before there was ever Tales from the Crypt, at least as a TV show. And it was actually partially written, a movie back in the 80s. It was partially written by Stephen King. I think John Landis, who did American Werewolf in London, did one of the stories. But basically just, it's the same sort of thing, like similar to this, little vignettes, little stories, kind of all held together by not even really a thread as much as just, well, they're all spooky stories, so...
That's cool.
Yeah, no, that one had a ton of good actors.
Yeah. I keep hearing they're thinking about doing a sequel to this, but I don't know if it's actually going to happen or not. Can you imagine how dirty that bag is going to be when he gets home? And I like the camera work right here, where the camera looks up every so often as though it's a small child.
Mm-hmm.
So it gives the impression that you're the Sam character following behind this kid.
Gods, remember when Halloween used to be a thing and people would actually go out?
I mean, they still do in some areas. I mean, the next street over from us, there's quite a few houses that do pretty well. Our street is just the one that's kind of... So the little boy in that costume there is the same little boy they have in the Sam costume.
Okay.
Well, why don't you teach your child not to peep in random chicks' dressing rooms rather than getting mad at what he hears? Why are you taking your kid to get his costume on Halloween night anyway? The foreshadowing in the movie is very good.
See, now that I've seen it, I don't even think I actually picked up on that the very first time, per se.
But even that gets explained away because she's dressed as Little Red Riding Hood.
Yeah.
And they're the ones who picked out the costume. Oh, poor guy's never really been asked out before.
See, and you see the one girl in the back of the flask just chugging away.
Somehow I always miss it. I know it's there because many people have commented on it. I never see it. It's the one dressed as Little Bo Peep, right?
Yeah, the one in pink.
Yeah. Isn't that the kid from Bad Santa?
Mm-hmm.
The atmosphere and set work on this movie is really good. Whenever an adult says sit down in that tone, it's never going to end well for you.
Well, that's the robot from earlier.
Mm-hmm. Like, to be fair, that's kind of a big costume to be walking up and down a street with.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell she's buzzed.
But no one to take us.
Right. I love how the kid's just like, so nap time. Kid should have followed his instinct and left.
Yep. Gut feelings are there for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
But see, he was listening to his gut, not his gut feeling.
Yeah.
He is such a good actor, too.
I can never remember his name, though.
I always confuse him with John Cryer, even though it's not. But he... kind of that similar geeky-esque kind of like, look, so...
Oh, this part always makes me feel ill. Oh, so gross. Oh. I love how even he's looking at him like, how much fucking candy did you eat, kid?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
This
Right on
reminds
it.
this reminds me of that scene in Clue when they're trying to trying to hide the cook's body.
Yep.
A little help here.
Yep, turning the light off is always a dead giveaway. Although that is a great lesson. If you don't know what to do for Halloween, just cover yourself in fake blood, maybe give yourself a scar. And if anybody asks you who you are, dead extra number 12. There you go. He knows she's up to something. Kids always think they're getting away with shit. I know he's a fucked up little character, but he's so stinking cute. I kind of want to get one of those plushies. They seem so normal, and then later you find out, oh wow.
Potassium cyanide, arsenic.
So then this begs to question, how long has he been doing this? And how many bodies has he hidden?
I'm guessing quite a few because I'm guessing the story of he used to be like this kid until his dad set him straight.
Ah. So that little boy used to be on Seventh Heaven.
Okay.
Not my sentiment, but you know, hey.
So I always kind of thought that was Lucy, but you know.
Yeah, dude, she was a bitch, man. Poor Charlie Brown always got the tail end of the stick, and she just kicked him with it, you know?
It's a pretty handy skill to have.
That's fucked up. Yeah, because
Well,
the
if the
shotgun
shotgun's over the fireplace, it ain't gonna do you much good now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Reminds me of Christopher Lloyd.
It's not.
Probably the voice more than anything, because he sounds fairly like Doc Brown there.
Yeah. Literally me on a bad day.
Now I don't feel so bad about giving my finger to the dog, or giving your dog my finger.
Aw.
Yep, see, it's the whole family thing. It's a family tradition.
That is a creepy looking gnome.
Not exactly like, pleasant looking tree either.
I wonder if that's what the other body was.
Pretty decent mask.
Yeah. They do a really good job of playing it off as though you can't tell,
Oh, first time I saw this, I was like deathly terrified for the kid. I was like, oh no. With the striped shirt and the denim overalls, I wonder if they were actually trying to make him look a little like Chucky.
Maybe.
Just as another callback.
Yeah, just a little insinuation that you don't catch until too late. We probably gave a spoiler for anybody who hasn't seen this before. I'm hoping anybody watching this has already seen it.
Yeah, by the way, guys, sorry, spoilers.
I mean, even with the way they do the angles on this shot. Wait. If this is the head of the fat kid, who is the other kid?
Especially since he was actually screaming, yeah.
And then this super emotional, happy face. It's like,
yeah,
oh
kiddo's just. Man, it's not even necessarily happy. He's. It is happy, but it's not like glee. It's I get daddy time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I meant, but it's just so creepy.
I tell you, man, the furries know how to party.
I don't think that's necessary first because that one's dressed as a hot dog. I think it's just a general orgy, dude. I have
I
to,
think.
I have to say, this is my favorite story out of the entire movie. The irony of her being dressed as an angel. I dig all the jack-o'-lanterns. It's more like whimsical Halloween than creepy Halloween.
Yeah. I'll say that is one thing that still takes a little getting used to is all the damn time jumps.
Yeah.
Because at the very beginning it does the earlier, and then it's just back and forth between all the different time scales. And it's like, okay.
I've seen her in something before, I just don't know what. Now, I know that legendarily vampires' bites are supposed to, like, be very arousing. But it's not really a vampire.
I can say it depends on the story, and
It doesn't change I don't understand how you'd be able to get that much blood and not have her notice until she sees it. Oh man, just think of it. If the husband had let the wife help her, they would have been longer. She wouldn't have blown out the jack-o'-lantern. So unintentionally, the dude caused his own wife's death. And that's a stretch, I know. It's just me being a bitch.
Definitely kind of has that savant thing going on. Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely 23. 23, yeah.
Well, not dissimilar from Kiddo when Kiddo fixates on things. So, which is probably why I like this story so much.
And I like that. She was sweet. She's like, and I like your eye patch. And the kid's just like, oh, don't know what to think, but...
Well, the thing is, you can tell the other kids really don't want to prank her.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever this is like some personal vendetta that the fucking bitch dressed as an angel has. Has to have the attention on herself all the time. I've known many people like that.
The air was smoky, just like this.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. They definitely nailed the fall atmosphere in this.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it is Bryan Singer. For all his, like, downfalls, the guy is one hell of a director and, like, has a great eye for cinema.
Yeah.
And I like how they got all the really creepy masks for this little scene right here. It's like, god damn, those things are terrifying-ish.
Yeah, but if you look at the cars, it matches the era.
Oh, yeah. That's a... Happy Shepherd Academy. That's a fucked up name, all things considered.
Mm-hmm. And right away he notices there's something different.
I think that's why he was the one that was counting. I think he was noticing the addresses.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, this part really pisses me off. Like, in a big way. Poor kids. Yeah, they all know something's up at this point.
Mm-hmm. I will say, at least the driver got his due as well.
It was a little late, but yeah. I'm not gonna lie, the first time I watched this movie, I was kind of tearing up at this part.
Push.
I mean, at this point, they're all going along with their plan, so why not?
See, it sounds like not even all of them were in on the whole, like, like all of it. I think they were just like thinking, well, we're going to scare the hell out of this girl. It's like all of a sudden, we're going to take him down there. You hear the one kid's like, oh. It's like, wait a second. This is part of the plan.
Well, either way, whether it was before or after, they did decide to go along with it. Ooh, she doesn't like that. Pirate Kid probably thought he was supposed to go down with them. Yeah, that's one thing is if you're single and you don't want to be single, all you seem to see is all the couples.
Mm-hmm. God, she has such huge eyes.
She played young Jane in Jane Eyre. One of the many interpretations of it. Uh-oh.
And of course, she was Rogue in X-Men, which, again, Bryan Singer. Hey.
Mm-hmm. Definitely immature. Oh, lovely. I love how she automatically knows.
Well, again, and I don't. Yeah, it seems like she does, but again, just knowing that she's like, the little Halloween girl and everything. It's you hear a big howl in the middle of a Halloween night with a full moon. Yeah, you're probably gonna kind of like naturally go, like go there. So.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it didn't sound exactly like human, like enjoyment. So.
Pretty fearless for a young girl. See, that's the part that's like really baffling. It's not even like she's like mean or anything. She's a really sweet kid.
Again, kids are just dicks.
True. All these years later, and the bus is still visible.
Well, to be honest, in the previous scene, it looks like it had sunk down, and that looks like really, like, heavily muddy, brackish water. Could be the quarry just slowly drained, yeah.
Yeah. You have to admit, that's pretty fucked up even for a prank. And there's Pirate Boy. Damn, those are some scary fucking masks. I'd freak out if I saw those. Good shot.
Yeah, and to be honest, very natural reaction.
Yeah. Bitch. I want to kick her in the face so bad. It's like, bitch, you're the only one that clearly doesn't like this chick. Everybody else actually gives a shit that they've caused physical harm. That's the kind of chick that turns into a serial killer. Now, depending on what types of like paranormal beings you're talking about, an incident like that could possibly bring back the spirits,
Yeah.
right? Especially considering,
Especially on a night like Halloween. I mean,
especially considering the type of person the victim was, someone they would identify with. Yeah, you're fucked, little girl, and you have no one to blame but yourself. So,
God's chains and all. I forgot that part.
and I kind of like the way this part played out because you don't know if it's because she thinks it's another prank or if because she believes that it's really the spirits this time and she's just like, fuck it.
Mm-hmm. Smart girl. She's like, I don't fuck with no zombies.
Yep.
All goes back to one of my favorite sayings. Children should not play with dead things.
Yep. I mean, the first time I watched it, I felt kind of bad for the other kids that just went along with it. But I'm also like, they could have seriously hurt this girl. She literally cracked her head when she fell. You know, it's a good story about like, don't do stupid shit with asshole people. Sam's like, I'm not gonna fuck with you. You follow all the rules. Kind of makes you want to have a party out in the middle of nowhere and line the walkway with jack-o'-lanterns, doesn't it? What was the first X-Men movie?
Somewhere between 99 and 2001, I want to say.
Okay. Because I knew this was after it, I just didn't remember how long after. I love the face her friend gives her, like, what the fuck?
Hey, I just said that.
She kind of has this look like, man, even I don't dislike the chick that much.
Yep.
And then looking back on it, it's like only the girls that are coming forward because all the guys are passed out or worse. When a predator meets a bigger predator. Well, you're about to find out.
Oh, but now that poor little boy has no parents. Now, agreed, one of them was a horrible serial killer, but
Makes you wonder if like this is the type of origin story that ends up in another horror movie like Orphan or
oh,
something.
and it's the hot dog dude.
Nice.
I didn't notice that my first playthrough.
No.
Or first watch through.
That's what I love about this movie. You almost always come away with something new that you didn't notice the first time around.
Bring in some Marilyn Manson.
I love the confused yet horrified expression on his face, like, what the fuck?
We'll say this one definitely does have one of the best werewolf transformation scenes I've seen in a movie in a long time.
Mm-hmm. And there's Big Sister.
Okay, now really fake looking wolf, but the actual
making sure everything goes well.
Yep.
That part looks good though. I mean, it does bear repeating. This is 2007, so. And it's like, you know what the Sam character is, but it's still, it's like, oh, small child looking type thing, just watching. Now, are they supposed to be the clowns from Killer Clowns or just generic clowns?
I'm guessing just generic clowns, because none of them actually look overly familiar.
Yeah. That's too bad. It would have been nice to have that as like a another Easter egg.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Any door with that many locks on it, you do not go to on Halloween.
Or at least don't stay long enough for the door to open. I'm pretty sure those are the same three kids that came across the first lady that got killed and ran off.
Well, again, this movie likes to play on itself, so.
Mm-hmm. That is some labored breathing.
Now I almost want to say that's Brian Cox, who was in X-Men too. Played the military general.
The one that recognized Wolverine?
Yeah.
I think it is.
Oh, so it's Brian Cox.
I think so. Because he was the same guy that played the Russian guy in, what was it, the Red?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's him. Is it bad that now I want to get a dog just to name it Spite? One of Mr. Wilkins' candy bars. Is that whiskey or vodka?
Ironically enough. It's kind of funny. It's like there's a tiny little tie into each story in each of those little clips he went by. Mm-hmm. You had the werewolf, you had the offerings for the dead, mm-hmm. You had the actual intro scene with, like, you know, the news broadcaster.
Like, they do a pretty good job of tying in, like, even the small details.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why, even though we're watching it tonight, I'm probably going to watch it again on Halloween. And that's why he told Wilkins to keep his kid at home. And yet you grabbed a baseball bat because you're an idiot. And at first, you don't understand why he has so many locks on his doors. And that would be mighty quick for anybody to bring that many pumpkins. So it's your first clue that you are screwed. It is a very dusty house. Aww. I never like it when the dogs have to bite it. At least they did it off camera, unlike Halloween. You have to admit, that's a cool ass effect.
Welcome to the world of You Are Screwed. Go for the ankles!
Which, of course, is a throwback to urban legend, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Super creepy. Ew. Pumpkin goop everywhere.
Hey, damn it, this isn't Home Alone.
Well, I mean, it's the reverse of Home Alone because he's the homeowner and he's getting screwed. Intruder sets the booby traps for the owner. It's super creepy that they actually were able to make it look like he was crawling on the ceiling. Ragdoll.
Get off my back.
It's always interesting to see how the stories interact with each other and affect each other.
That's definitely almost straight out of Pumpkinhead, literally.
Mm-hmm. There's definitely a lot of homages to other movies in this, for sure.
At least they do it pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been 2 shotgun blasts so far. No police. God, what kind of town is this?
Well, considering how into Halloween everybody's been, they might be thinking it's a prank. Or they might just go, oh, it's the crazy dude who never leaves his house. If he doesn't come out, don't worry about it. "911, please hold."
No!
Now, technically, that shouldn't have been enough to prevent the police from coming because they're supposed to be able to track that.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. Tie back to Evil Dead 2.
Yep. The hand is still alive. And if the hand is still alive, Yep, there we go. Oh, so Bruce Campbell getting too old to actually play Ash in a physical format? Evil Dead animated series coming.
Nice.
And yep, Bruce Campbell is Ash.
See, they also could have done it to where, like, he had, like, a kid or something, but, you know. I understand wanting to keep it to, like, the original.
Well, and just
as much
5
as
years ago,
possible.
they did Ash versus the Evil Dead. I mean, you know, it lasted for 3 seasons. I think that's when he finally realized it's going to be hard for me to keep up with any of this because, I mean, he got fairly physical on that show.
Yeah. Yeah, and they definitely don't want to pull a Halloween 3 scenario where it's been about Ash through this whole thing, and then, oh.
Mm-hmm.
And let's face it, any spin offs where they pass the torch never ends well on any series.
Hey, look, it's another electroshock patient. Woohoo! Jeez. Oh.
Ugh.
Oh, them's the breaks.
Yep.
End scene and cut.
I have to say, what's interesting to me is that this dude's like really fucked in the head, and you find out later what he did. And he gets a second chance. Lady blows out a candle on her jack-o'-lantern. Oh, she's gotta die.
Well, see, he gave him candy. He followed the rule. Kind of, I guess. Yeah, I also would be like, what the fuck just happened?
I mean, yeah. I think that's the only appropriate response to a situation like that. That or, crawling into a corner, rocking back and forth and eating your hair. Yeah. Kill a busload of kids, you get a second chance. Blow out a candle on a jack-o'-lantern, you must die. Kind of skewed priorities, I think. Three
Hey,
pigs.
I wonder if those were one of the pigs that got butt fucked. Wait.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
See, he learned his lesson.
Mm-hmm. Dressed up like his dad. So one of two scenarios happens. He gets adopted to a family that helps rehabilitate him to being a wonderful person of society. Or orphan scenario.
Yeah, she's just getting back from her adventure.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just getting back from theirs?
Mm-hmm.
Usually a werewolf transformation lasts until... Oh, well. Again, every story is a little different, so...
Yeah. I mean, I get the impression because of dates it might have just been like a mating ritual. But, I mean, they don't go into depth about it enough,
Yep, see, there are rules.
It's almost as though Sam went, I couldn't kill this asshole, but I can kill her. Or he wanted the other people to get their revenge. I could see that too, to be honest.
Did he get his second chance?
Well, that's why I said, or the other option is that Sam wanted them to get their revenge.
Dun dun dun. And then the music very, very similar. Actually, I think that's a variation on what they did for Psycho.
Really? Maybe.
Oh, I didn't even get to see all the credits. I was going to verify whether or not that was actually Brian Cox, but I can always look it up.
Yeah, I've never rented on Amazon before, so I don't know how that works, but... Oh, wait.
Good movie.
It had it listed on there, hold on. Brian Cox.
Oh, yep. Hey.
So, second time watching it.
Still a pretty good movie.
Probably caught quite a bit that you didn't catch the first time.
Again, big things basically were the reference to the big bad wolf.
Yep.
The girl drinking from the flask. Pretty much same scene effectively. And, what was the one that... Yeah, the hot dog. The person in the hot dog outfit ended up at the werewolf party.
That one I hadn't even caught before. And to be honest, the gas...
It's only for a quick second, because it gets thrown down, or the person gets thrown down, and then the camera pans up almost immediately. It's like...
Yeah. That and the gasp that Sam has when she blows out the candle. I think those are the only things I noticed this time that I didn't notice before. But I don't think there's ever been a time where I watched this movie and I didn't see at least one thing that I haven't caught before. So, which is good because it makes it to where there's always something new.
Mm.
But it also just goes to show how much detailing goes into it.
I was going to say, it goes to show exactly how much, thinking went into all of it. Because again, the stories interplay with each other. They're interwoven. And I'd probably have to sit down with a notebook and literally stop watching it for fun and, pay heavy attention. I honestly don't know if there's much in the way of plot holes.
I don't think so.
I think they pretty much evenly, neatly, effectively tie everything off.
Yep. It's one of those ones that apparently didn't do terribly well at the movie theater. And I think from what I remember from 2007, it probably had more to do with the fact that they probably just didn't promote it as much as they could have.
Mm-hmm.
But it's definitely becoming a cult classic. And if they do a sequel and that they put as much effort into it as they put into this one, this would be a great way to have an anthology Halloween type series. So,
hey, to be honest, this would be a much better a Halloween fair year after year than Saw got to be. Again, loved Saw 1, 2, 3 was okay. After that, meh.
So.
So many decent series. The first couple are really good. After that,
That happens with a lot of series, though.
Yeah, like I said, so many series, yeah.
I will say one of the things that I do like about the actual Halloween series is that even though the movies do progressively get worse, they've essentially created a Michael Myers multiverse with a whole separate world for Halloween 3 that is just kind of at this point, it's just having fun.
Mm-hmm.
Which is nice. So, but, anything else you want to say about the movie?
No, just once again, really good movie, well acted all around, I hope everyone out there actually had a good time watching it with us. It's always a blast to watch, and if you know anyone that's never seen it before, hey, sit them down and give it a watch sometime.
Yeah, because I used to watch Halloween on Halloween every year, and now this is the one I watch every year on Halloween, because I feel like it does a much better job of creating a good Halloween atmosphere. And keeping some levity in the horror aspect of Halloween.
Well, and again, the first Halloween's still really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
Others, even the second one kind of has dropped off for me. over the years because I used to really, really like it, and now I'm like, eh.
Yeah. I tend to watch the Halloween series in the week leading up to Halloween, just to kind of get in the mood, and then I close out with this on Halloween night after kiddo gets back from trick-or-treating and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, that said, we'll see you at the next video. We don't know what type it's going to be as of yet, because we're going to kind of ping-pong around and just whatever strikes our fancy at any given time. But let us know in the comments down below what you thought of Trick or Treat, if there's any particular parts that are your favorites to watch every time you see it. And see you next time, guys. Bye.
So long, Space Cowboys.